Yo, 6 foot menace is demented. Grab me like, where the fucking rented? Looking lights out, feel like Rocky, I ain't going on no sucker. I'm saying,
Why you should be thug maxing to be more attractive. Video by Young and Disciplined Y and D. Let's get into it. Let's see why, I'm not messing with the ladies, because apparently I've been doing it wrong this entire time. Is it picking up?
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, YND. I love women. You feel me? Haha. Today we're going to be talking about why you should thugs max. Now, first, I feel goofy as hell using this term because I'm a grown-ass man. But this is what a lot of the YNs are saying, and I've seen videos about it. Thug maxing. And girls find it attractive. And the girls like the Pookie and Ray Ray types. They like the bad boy.
So essentially, for anyone who doesn't know, what he means by thug maxing is essentially presenting yourself or looking more like a thug in order to appeal to women. I don't know if he means like a certain demographic of women, like if he's talking like black women specifically, but also white women or any other race falls into this category. But essentially what he's saying is being a thug or presenting yourself as a thug, your whole aesthetic, how you dress, what it is you do in order to fit this sort of aesthetic. That's what he means by thug maxing, for anyone who didn't know about this.
Types and stuff like this, and you wondering if you should step into that, okay? Now, I could give you some bullshit spiel about how, you should love your nerd self anyway, and it don't fucking matter that you a geek and you walk around with light up Skechers on, doing the tap dance slide at school. I could tell you all of that. Just love yourself anyway, bro. Like, there's a girl out here who gonna love your little tight ass skinny jeans. I could tell you all that. It's gonna be a girl. Listen, it's gonna be a girl out here, bro. She don't give a fuck that your teeth fucked up, that you ugly as shit, that your head dusty to the motherfucker, and that you play Fortnite all day. She not gonna care. I could tell you that. And is it technically true that if you waste a lot of your years in pain, loneliness, and boredom, and you talk to enough girls, that you might find some ugly ass, beluga well built bitch that she stank, her hair greasy, and she might be cool with that.
Just off the way he's talking about the people, let me not say the people, the way he's describing women, it's just sad, bro. It's just sad because this is the type of people that, like, young people, I wouldn't say young people, but like the type of people who watch this nigga look at him as like this all-knowing, powerful individual. But yet, if you look at it from the other perspective, if you look at this nigga, anyone who's ever had any type of experience will know he's a goofball, bro. That's all he is. He's just talking garbage, and no one should even be listening to this dude. But it's sad that he actually thinks he knows what he's talking about. But hey, man, shit, my mic. But he actually knows. He actually thinks he's saying something right now, bro. That's what's sad.
Yeah, you can find that. But is that the girl that you actually want? No, okay? And also, too, do you want to feel this way about yourself, right? In the general sense. The answer is no. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you why you should do some thug maxing. And I'm going to tell you how to do it in a healthy way so you don't lose yourself fully.
Wait. Now that he's about to get into it, I think I'll explain why you shouldn't thug max and how like you should kind of go about the whole entire process. As someone who's experienced in the game right now, bro, I ain't married, but like, as someone who's experienced, I'd say I'm a veteran in the game right now. I'll tell you how you should move to be able to get the type of results that you want to get. I'm not saying no, that's what I'm saying. I'm an expert, guys. I'm an expert. Buy my course now. Link in the description. But I'm just saying, as someone who's been in the game and knows what actually works and actually took these guys' advice at one point in time and got nothing from it except just complete hatred and just disdain, as well as just everything negative about it. As someone who went through all of that and then came out and made it out the other side and actually can tell you what works, I'll tell you what it is that you should be doing instead of listening to this goofball. But again, let's just hear him out. Maybe he has some good takes. You never know, man.
Now, first thing I want you to understand is Guys, your sense of self and identity is a lot more flexible than you think. Yeah, to your core, there's going to be a lot of aspects of you that you can't change in your personality. That's probably very integrated based off genetics and probably a lot of ways that you've been behaving since you was, born, right, and what you was around. Probably.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to the statement. I think people often like to think that they cannot change or they cannot like adopt like certain type of characteristics or like certain type of traits to make them more attractive or make them more appealing. But at the same time, I do agree that he does have some points there when he says that some other traits are genetic, or just how you were raised. If you were like a weirdo watching anime type of thing, I still watch anime, I still love anime, but if you grew up that type of way, you grew up in that type of environment, then it will affect how it is you conduct yourself or carry yourself. But people tend to underestimate how much they can change about themselves or what it is they can actually do in order to be able to get the results that they want. Yeah, I do agree with him on that part.
They say up until you like 7, you're really downloading information from the world and learning how to be. And by the time you 7, there's like a core way that you are. So if you like a really funny, goofy type of guy, you can learn to be more masculine still, but your core is still probably going to be that more silly, Will Smith, or even what's his name, Mystic Got Jokes. He always remind me of Will Smith. Shout out to Mystic. Funny type of guy, you know what I'm saying? Whereas somebody else that's a little bit more chill, calm, and analytical, you're gonna still have those traits, okay? But what I want you to understand is the way that you're expressing those traits, right, doesn't necessarily have to be fixed, and you can still add things to your repertoire to expand your identity or grow and mature more, okay? Because a lot of you guys think, oh, I don't want to be something I'm not and this and that. Look, I think you should do some thugs maxing. And at the very least, you should look at these guys, these hood niggas and stuff, and see what the fuck is it that they do that I'm not doing that's getting them girls beaten down they fucking door, and these niggas wearing the same.
Guys, you should not be thug maxing. Do not thug max. Please don't.
Fruit of the Loom, dirty ass draws for 3-4 days, and some girls still want to suck that shit. Why is that happening? And you clean your shit every day. Mom clean your stuff every day. Mama do your laundry. You smell great. Nobody wants your dick. You get what I'm saying? What's going on here? Look at what's happening. Take some of the traits that you know is interesting to you or you naturally kind of gravitate towards and implement them, right? Now, let me explain to you why the girls like the bad boys and the thug type of niggas, right? First off, these dudes take life by the balls. They not bitches. They don't come across as guys that's scared to take risks. Now, it's not necessarily the fact that a guy is going out here and will blast a nigga or something and crash out like a dumbass YN and lose his whole life that girls is just finding attractive. It's more so what's the intent and energy behind that, right? So put it like this. You don't necessarily need a gun, for example, to be attractive to girls. But what girls do want to see is a willingness to be violent, for example. That's very attractive. Why? Because it's going to show her your man side, and it's going to get her to see and feel that testosterone and your adrenaline rushing, that vibe, that energy to women.
Yeah, I'm just going to intersect with him. No, not with him. I'm just going to cut him off here and just say something which I think he does. To a certain extent, he does have a point, but this is the type of thing which I don't agree with a lot of these people on, is he's generalizing. Like he's saying that women, in essence, would want you to be violent in a certain situation. Bro, I don't think you guys truly, I'm gonna say you guys. I'm just saying just dudes in general do not truly understand the entire spectrum of women that exist out there, bro. There is so many different types of women, bro. Like there is just an abundance. Why am I freaking out, bro? There's just an abundance of it. There is just so much out there, different types. Yes, he's right. There's certain types of women. Even I wouldn't say certain types. I'd say a large majority of which who would want you to be kind of not aggressive, want you to fight in the situation, but there's also so many other types of women who would be like disgusted. I wouldn't say disgusted, or they'd take offense or they'd feel some type of way if you went to engage in that type of activities. You constantly want to fight, you're constantly aggressive, you're constantly doing this. But you shouldn't try and like change who you are fundamentally. If that's who you are, you like confrontation, you like fighting, you like doing all of this stuff, you like being extra, then just do that, bro. But ultimately, if that's not how you move, then that's not how you should move, bro. Ultimately, I'm just gonna put myself into this part where ultimately, bro, all that matters is carrying yourself in a way which reflects who you truly are. I think ultimately that's what you should want at the end of the day. You don't want to be acting tough or acting some type of way, bro. You should be comfortable enough in yourself to the point where you can act how you want to act. And she won't respect that. That's ultimately all you need to do. You don't need to try and impress her and try and thug max, bro, and try and be something you're not. Because ultimately it will fall apart. The facade, the mask. The thing is, when people get into relationships or when people get into something, they'll usually put on what I like to say is like a mask. They'll put on this idealistic version of themselves, oftentimes with like certain types of traits or characteristics that they don't usually possess. And then usually over time, usually over the span of like a couple of months, all of that just completely falls apart. It just falls apart completely. And then you usually realize, what am I saying here? Your partner will usually realize that, this dude isn't who I thought he was. This isn't the type of nigga who I thought I was getting myself involved in. And that's not what you want. That's usually when you hear, after this type of time, after this type of situation, he changed. That's what they usually say, bro. He changed, but not realizing that the nigga was never like that in the first place. He just kind of presented himself in a way where he thought it would be more attractive. But as time went on and as, he became more comfortable around you, the more it showed and the more it started to show. So ultimately, bro, you want to be with the girl who accepts and wants you for you. I know it's corny to say, but you should be with the girl who likes you for you. You don't need to thug max. Stop listening to this goofy rhetoric online. These niggas are dumb. These niggas got no experience with anything. They've never been anything. It's like listening to Myron Gaines, bro. Myron Gaines didn't even get his first girlfriend until he was, 30-something, bro. Like, you really want to be taking advice from that nigga, bro. For real. So do what you want to do ultimately. Don't listen to these niggas. They don't know what they're talking about. Relax. Be yourself. Have fun. If she doesn't mess with you, she don't mess with you. Not because she don't mess with you because you're not thug maxing. No, bro. She don't mess with you because she's just not genuinely attracted to you, bro. You're just not her cup of tea. There's plenty of fish out there. You'll be fine. Trust me. I'm not even going to continue watching this nigga's video for real, bro. I don't know. He has some genuine advice, but the way he carries, the way he talks about it, the way he wants you to do it, it doesn't make any sense for me. In my opinion. That's why I'm just gonna end it here. Actually, yeah, let's just end it here anyway. Think we've got enough. I gave my 2 cents on the topic. So that's it, guys. That's another video from me. Not another video, first ever reaction on the channel. Your boy is back on the channel. Probably gonna be posting consistently this time. I'll see y'all in the next one.
Be like, where the fuck you rented? Looking like South, feel like Rocky. I ain't going on no sucker. I'm synonymous to dragon. Fire, burn it up like my 11. I'm the living testament. The devil get touch me, the walls flow through me. The world don't know me. The mortal man's folly while I'm filled with the spirits intent to get it. Then you're still alive, not a goop. I fear the holy lamb. Not for real. I fear the holy lamb.